To my viewers who pointed out that a siphon does not defy gravity, you are correct. I ended up putting the jug on my kitchen counter and running the hose out the window. You know, physics, it's hard. What I'm considering doing is, because this vinyl hose on the siphon is pretty much the same thing as my vent for my tank, I might run like a T off of that vent and then have a little piece coming off with a cap or something where I can just pipe it straight in. Then I can have this just sitting on the floor in the van. I don't know, something. But anyway, I ran out of water because I showered last night, but I had that, so I filled my tank like almost halfway full again. And I'm all out of gas for my generator. And I've been here for 3 days now editing video, and that's why I've been using so much power and stuff. This place is beautiful, beautiful view, nice and quiet, but I'm afraid I must move on. I'm going to relocate today. We're also running low on cat food. That Walmart in Chadron, Nebraska was, I just didn't get everything I needed there, you know. It's still going to be a couple days before I make it to Spearfish to do any shopping, but I have another video I need to make, which is kind of in the opposite direction. So today, I believe I am going to head down towards Jewel Cave and camp there for one night in that area, and then try to get a cave tour tomorrow, and then I can start working my way up north towards Spearfish Canyon, which is going to be a epic, beautiful scenic drive. And then we will get to Spearfish, South Dakota, which is right off I-90 and has a Safeway and a Walmart. One last look at this beautiful view. Do my departure checklist here. Let's see. Yep. All right. Yep. There we go. Yep. There's that. Wheels. Yep. Bumper. Yep. Mirrors. Yep. Yep. That's all good. Yep. Okay. All right. Yep. That's okay. And yep. And okay. All right. Let's go. Inside we got both cats. Yep. Water pump off. Starlink. Shut that off. Got bungee cord. Laptop is safely on the bed, and TV is secured. All right, let's go. Now, as cool as it is to plug the cat fountain into the fridge, you know, I have it back into the dash because when I drive, if I don't shut it off, it'll spill out and make a mess. So I can just shut that off. So, you know. going to this little local grocery store here. I got one bag of groceries and some LaCroix. It was $39.18. And here's all I got. Cat food, Australian ginger beer, radishes, carrots, 2 grapefruits, this crazy thing, Karagi chicken, I guess. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna eat that here now. And then chocolate covered raisins and a ice cream sandwich. $39.18 for that. Alright, I ate that chicken ball thing. It was pretty good. Hopefully I don't get sick. It's kind of weird. Definitely been under the heat lamp for quite some time. And I'm here at, I guess just a park. That's the Chamber of Commerce across the street there. But I found me a shaded place to park and eat my chicken thingy. Apparently they charge you $5 just to use the trail. That's pretty ridiculous. Got a caboose here. This is a later model. It's got the extended vision cupola up there. This is probably like 1970s, I would guess. Can't climb up on it. Burlington. Yep. Oh wait, built 1279. Inspected 481. It's never been rebuilt. We got a 93 on there. Must have been when they serviced something on it. It's got a little generator. That's what them belts are. Power generator. It's kind of in rough shape. Looks like somebody's been shooting at it. All the windows are busted out up here and stuff. It's a nice little park. This is the Mickelson Trail, which used to be a rail line. So I was gonna just camp and then come here in the morning, but I figured what the hell, I'm driving right by it, I might as well stop in and see maybe I can snag a cave tour today. You know, I'm feeling good, it's 11 a.m. It's worth a shot. Well, they are sold out. She told me basically the same story as Wind Cave. I need to just get here like 7 a.m. tomorrow and get in line. She said everything else is free though, so we're gonna take a peek at the visitor center while we're here. I've been here before, but I did not get to do a cave tour. But I did peek in this visitor center once. I bought a sticker for my Buick, so.
crosswork. This was what I wanted to show you here. This is the special thing here. And popcorn. The other. I don't. I find it very yeah, me too.
I would hate doing that. Yeah, the one that we in Milo County.
Fiona, what's the most?
Well, of the county, the one that we actually feel safe.
Yeah, that in America is.
Oh, is it the
Big brown bat.
Oh, thank goodness.
I would like one of these for my nest. Out of the dog too.
But the rest of the tour is we are also
Yeah, I was gonna buy my car and there one of the two. So you have to wait. You're like,
All right, we're all situated. Got some shade. I put some rocks under that tire just to level it out a little better. This is home sweet home. Nice little spot in the woods. About 5 miles from Jewel Cave, so can have a nice peaceful night here and then head there first thing in the morning. It is 5:45 a.m. on a Wednesday. Jewel Cave opens at 8, but I'm heading there now. Hopefully I can get a cave tour in the morning because I want to get where I'm trying to be for tonight at a reasonable hour, so that's the idea. So unless other people have gone rogue and driven around this gate, it looks like I am the very first one. I'm the first person here today. They probably won't even come swing this gate open until 7 o'clock. I'm not going to be a dick and, open it myself, which you easily could do, but hopefully I'll be the first in line. I'd like to get the first cave tour of the day at like 9:30 or something. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's the dream here. I did book a campsite for tonight, which is halfway up the Black Hills from here. It's a distance, so I don't want no 3 p.m. cave tour. I don't want to sit around here all day waiting on it. What a beautiful day, though. The weather's cooled down significantly, too. This is like perfection right here. It's probably about 55 or something. So, yep. Just waiting around. They don't open for literally 2 more hours, but I don't want to be 300th dude in line waiting just to buy a ticket, so. This is all I got going on today. I'm going to get all the way up to my camp for tonight. Upload my last video on Starlink because it wasn't really... Starlink does not like trees. It says, hey, you got obstructions. And then everything's kind of slow and, You gotta wait for the satellite to orbit overhead. And then I think I'm gonna try to grill tonight. I pulled a couple of bacon wrapped steaks out of the freezer. The place I'm gonna be camping, I do believe I can grill. Alright, this dude in this bicycle here just came and opened the gate, so that's cool. We're heading in. It's 6:33. We're the first ones here. Early bird gets the cave tour. And I'll sit here in the van until I see somebody else show up. Then I'll go stand by the ticket booth. It's gonna be a while yet. They open at 8. That was the first sale of the day, 10 o'clock. There's a handful of people here now. And I made friends with everybody in line, pretty much. But we got it. I got to hang out for like 2 hours, but hey, this is perfect. Here's where the tour starts. These elevators look significantly more modern than wind caves.
So first of all, you probably saw two people standing here. These are Rangers Tessa and Zach, and they're the 2 days here, so they're going to be tagging along on this trail. And and if one of you would mind being introduced, so you're in charge already. So usually we talk about the airlock door when we're outside the door, but I kind of wanted you guys to hear that as well. So you notice the heavy doors, they're airlock doors because Jewel Cave is a breathing cave. So when there's a high pressure zone, the cave breathes in, like probably, if you see we only have 3 to 5% of the cave explored. So as we stepped in here, I do always like to ask, is everyone adapting to the cave environment? Comfortable in here? Sometimes this is an easier point if you're thinking, I don't know if I can do this to get out here. But, okay, well, we'll go down the stairs then to the platform. Welcome downstairs. I think I'm loud enough. That loft up there is kind of cool. It's called Surprise Loft. And you will learn about the cave that came out through that loft to discover this room, this giant room. So you can imagine their surprise. So Surprise Loft. It's pretty cool looking, I think.
This cave is huge compared to the last one. Wow.
Right, yeah. And the discovery tour kind of has a shortened, six-sided crystal that comes to a point, kind of like the canine tooth of a dog. But the most prevalent crystals, and they don't look very fancy here. You know, the ones outside the elevator look a little bit more like crystals. We are just seeing the tops of these crystals, and they're called nailhead spar. And as we travel through the cave, 80% of the walls and ceilings that we see will be covered with this nailhead spar. Now the crystals are clear or white naturally, but then they often become stained by different minerals in the cave. You'll see some crystals, the tops of them are dark black from a substance called manganese as we go through the cave. They're named the Frank and Elton Shovel. Horseback throughout the canyon. And I heard a whistling sound coming out from the side of the canyon. Now, wouldn't you want to figure out what was going on? Larger. Yes. Dynamite, exactly. So, back to the ranch. So now the natural entrance of Jewel Cave is now called the historic entrance. And it's big enough for a person to fit through. It's the one I mentioned where the bats hibernate. Declared Jewel Cave a national monument. It was the very first cave to be declared a national monument. So that's kind of the story of our beginnings. And but with no further ado, then we'll start walking. find they're really nice, sturdy stairs. And also, this is a place where we like to tell a little bit about the geology of the cave. We talked about how the cave was found, but how in the world did it get here? The story actually begins 350 million years ago. And where we are standing right now was covered by a shallow sea. Now that sea stretched all the way from what is now Canada, all the way down to what is now Texas. Well, as that sea dried up, the sea creatures began falling to the bottom, and they became compressed and became this limestone that our cave is made of. Now here's a perfect example of the limestone right here. And it's kind of cool if you hike in this section of the Black Hills. I know just last spring, my husband and I were hiking, actually looking for wildflowers, and we found lots of rocks with the seashell fossils in the rocks. Has anybody been to Wind Cave yet? Okay, Wind Cave has a lot of boxwork, right? It has almost all the known boxwork in the whole world, like 98%, I think they say, of all the known boxwork in the world. We have just a tiny bit. Right up here you'll see. It's not quite as showy as Wind Cave's boxwork, but you can see it kind of looks like little fins. Some people say it looks like honeycombs or shredded wheat. It's called boxwork because it's named after the post office boxes that where people put their mail.
That's the box where she's talking about. Isn't that interesting?
It's like when you
Looks like
cotton
a-
candy.
Yeah. It's spun like a snow.
Just got dripped on.
It's one of those things like you go on a ride and you think, why am I doing this? And then you're done and you're like, ah, that was pretty cool. later, we'll also be turning off the lights for a few minutes. So be prepared for that. Now, I'd like to point out just a couple of features. The formation room is again one of the few wet rooms in the cave. And as I mentioned, sometimes a drop of water will fall on you. We call that a cave kiss. And it actually will bring you luck, apparently. So it's all right to get those. Now, some of the more common formations that most of you are probably familiar with. This one here is a stalactite. A good way to remember that is a stalactite hangs tight to the ceiling. So, these formations are called secondary formations because this room was already here. There were still cracks in the limestone. Water still was seeping through the cracks and then started building these amazing formations. So, they're called secondary formations. So, there's a stalactite. Then, sometimes water drips off the end of the stalactite and it slowly builds up into a tower like this. That's called a stalagmite. A good way to remember that, it comes up from the floor, is you might trip over that. So, stalactite hangs tight to the ceiling. You might trip over a stalagmite. So those are fairly common cave formations if you've been in other caves. One that we have that formations as well. Now, there's a big blob. You see the big blob at the very end of that walkway?
It's the elephant's foot.
And flowstone actually is another secondary formation where again water seeps through tiny cracks, slowly flows down that slanted wall, and just leaves layers upon layers of calcite and makes this beautiful shape. Now, a couple years ago, someone told me that it reminded them of Jabba the Hutt. I cannot unsee that anymore. So it's kind of human nature. We always like to imagine things. So, another very cool formation is right above us. These are called caves with the fluorescent light and the ultraviolet light, and see what kind of features light up. But calcium is one of those minerals that tends to very confident junior rangers. And,
You were showing the little light
right.
and all that stuff. And with all the electricity in your house, how much they missed out?
I know it. Yeah.
The light that you have.
Yeah, I mean, you just wonder.
You see so much more.
Exactly, and even like right now with all these lights, I tell visitors, I see new things all the time. It's like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you do this tour, and they probably show you this, then we fix this, we turn this back off right here, and that, so that's all done.
It's like one of them Himalayan salt lamps.
Looks like what's carved into that one.
Right.
want me to move my light?
Yep.
The phone just does a lot better. It's so weird. Our eyes need the light, but the phones sure don't.
Right.
It's really been a game changer. I mean, here we go. Maybe that's not too glaring. That will work. So those are our eggs, easy over.
Making me hungry.
I know it. I'm telling you what, they name a lot of things after food.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bacon and
There you go.
eggs and
Go
a
on
cake.
ahead. Make sure you take a look at this and you get a picture with your camera if you can, because it looks better on camera than with your eyes, actually.
Want to lick that one? Looks like it keeps those.
Wind Cave has 40 on their tour sometimes. I can't imagine. That'd be a lot. Okay, great. So we'd like to stop here because we are entering a narrower passage called Spooky Hollow. Not because there are ghosts in it, but there is a substance called manganese, which is actually an element on the periodic table. And you'll see some of it here. This manganese right up here, for example, is staining the tops of the nailhead spar crystals. I think it's really pretty, don't you? So manganese, first of all, a neat bit of trivia, manganese is the mineral that makes purple in the gemstone amethyst. So if it wasn't for manganese, amethyst would not be purple. But we call manganese the permanent marker of elements because if you get manganese on your clothing or your hands or your shoes, it is nearly impossible to get out. As I talked about, this is one reason why they made the route go this way, because they wanted to make sure that everybody got to see bacon. Yeah.
That's cool. Thank
Yeah.
you for pointing that out.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So realistic. I always think if you hired a sculptor and said, make me a sculpture of bacon, could not do it this well.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
These look like those squids.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy with this new structure they built. It's so easy to walk up and sturdy.
Wow.
Although I don't know why they made these so close together. That drives me crazy. This is a cool room. Pretty amazing.
It's huge in there.
Well, the first time they did Scenic Drives was built from 1968 to 72. They carried it in half big inner tubes that they tied off at one end, and then they folded it with cement, tied off the other end, taped it over their shoulders. But for this second build, they had a very cool, like a wheelbarrow type thing on the stairs. It's a lot easier. Yeah, yeah. It still took like a long time. So
Wow. Jewel Cave is friggin' amazing. Way better than Wind Cave, in my opinion, anyway. If you're gonna come to the Black Hills and you want to do a cave tour, but you can only do one, go to Jewel Cave. That was sweet. That was incredible. I am heading basically towards my camp. I have a couple stops to make, and we're gonna drive through Hill City, which is kind of neat. But yeah, we're heading to camp. It's only 11:30, so today was a good day. That was such a cool cave tour. That was incredible. Alright, this is Hill City. It's pretty neat. Just a tourist kind of thing, you know. They have a railroad museum here, though. But I do recall when I came through here like 5 years ago, they had this giant Smokey the Bear, like, wood carving. And I think I see the top of his hat now, so I know it's up there. So I just want to get a good shot of that before I head to my camp. Yep, there he is. There's Smokey. I had to get a picture with Smokey the Bear. I'm walking around now. I just parked at the post office. Only going to be a second. There's also a steam train over here, so there's stuff to see in Hill City. Look at that. Giant Smokey the Bear. There's the Mickelson Trail. Again with the fee required. It's kind of weird, but it's in line with this train. So these are probably original tracks, or at least like, you know, it's where the tracks were. But look at this train, man. How cool is that? Black Hills Central. That is a Baldwin. $1919. So that's how old that is. That's pretty sweet. They just have the locomotive, the tender, and old wooden caboose, which is that's a real old one. You can tell by the fact that it's made out of wood. It also has those oil slush box bearings on it. Orphan train. £23,100 tractive effort. Apparently they actually ran it for movies, or they just made steam come out of it. Oh yeah, it was in service until 2012. It's pretty cool. So they have other trains here. You can actually ride. They have like a little scenic train thingy here. And up there is a museum. There's a water tower for it. It's pretty cool. As much as I love trains, I'm gonna head to camp though. I got a little bit of a drive yet to get to the campground that I booked. It's been really, really windy today, so I don't know about grilling. I'll, pan fry them steaks, if anything, but yeah, I'm gonna get to camp, fill my water, charge up my batteries, maybe do a load of laundry if it's not too expensive or gross, and then anyway, I'll see you there. Here's my camp. There is a lake across the road right over there. I got this tiny little creek here, right behind the van. Yeah, it's like gale force winds today, so I'm not grilling. I'm just gonna pan fry them little steaks that I got. That's gonna be my dinner. Up there at their store thingy, they do have food. Hamburger, $15. So, but yeah, this is nice. Very, kind of remote. It was about 20 miles from Hill City to here. Super windy roads. I'm gonna get all set up and hooked up and stuff. I just got this basic 20 amp. You get an outlet and some water. It's the cheapest thing they had. But I'm gonna get all set up here, and then in a little bit I'll go walk over to that lake. Also, there's a shower house right here I want to check out, see how filthy it is. Yeah, their water supply here is like polyethylene tubing, and it's like irrigation sprinkler stuff. Hopefully that's safe to drink. Alright, restroom check. What are we working with here? I'm not expecting a whole lot, to be honest with you. Alright. But is it gross? Oh yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah. Yep. I will be showering in the van tonight. That's okay. I kind of, expected it. I think they have laundry here somewhere, though. I need to figure that out. Perhaps right here. Aha! Laundry. Okay, no laundry. Well, That was the $40 just to fill my water tank, basically. That's okay. Whatever, you know. Probably should have mentioned that on their website, you know, but okay. Whatever, you know. It's beautiful here. Went ahead and made myself a salad. I'm like famished right now from all the fun I've had today. These guys are almost thawed out. I'll cook them in a little while. It's about 2:45, 3 o'clock. I'm gonna walk around and explore, head over to that lake. First thing I've noticed about this area is there's a lot of spruce trees here. Unless those are larches, but kind of we're in the northern Black Hills now. We've moved significantly further north than we've been yet. The wind has kind of settled down a little bit, but I've already decided I'm not going to bother setting up the grill tonight. I'm pretty tired, actually. It's been a very adventurous day. That cave tour was amazing. If that ain't some beautiful, like, mountain scenery. Look at that. We got geese, pine trees all over the place, hills, clouds. Man, that's like a... I'm gonna take some pictures here because that is beautiful. My mom is a painter. I like sending her nature shots for inspiration. This is a pretty good one right here. Yeah, I think this whole summer, like, the scenery is just gonna continue to... It's like a constant buildup of epic scenery. Like, it's just gonna continue to get better and better the further northwest that I go. Yep, we've got lots of geese here. Oh, not lots, but... Let's see, we've got some babies. We got half a dozen adults. Yeah, look at that view, guys. I'm gonna get you some zoomed in shots here. Whole family of them. Alright, I'm getting these steaks going. It's these applewood bacon wrapped top sirloin from Aldi. Just gonna do them with a little butter and probably some Worcestershire sauce and some Montreal steak or roasted garlic herb, or, you know, one of these things. Not a whole lot to show you here. Well, nothing to write home about. We got some dinner though. You know, even a cheap steak cooked in a pan is still a steak, and that was very, very good. I needed that. Jewel Cave was amazing. I'm so glad I finally got to see it, and definitely worth it. That's it for cave tours for me for a while, though. I am going to see Carlsbad Caverns one of these days, as well as all of, like, eastern New Mexico. It's kind of on the list. Maybe towards the end of next winter, next spring. We'll see. In the next video, I am heading into Wyoming. I have a lot to show you in that one. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a pretty big adventure. And thanks for watching. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate that. I hope you're all doing well. Stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one.